Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in again, and I hope you're all doing well. My name is Sadia and I'm from beautiful British Columbia, Canada. Today in my channel, I'm going to talk about the health benefit and uses of superfruit watermelon. If this is your first time watching my channel, please, to support my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment to my video. Like I said, we are going to talk about the health benefit of watermelon, and also we are going to use some recipes. To make that recipe, we need to have watermelon half or full. You need to have a liquid pectin or a powder one. You need to have a cardamom, and for the flavor, you can have rose water, or in my case, in this recipe, I used the orange blossom flavor, and also I used sugar. So today I am really excited that uploading this video after a very long few months due to the health reason. But I'm excited today, and I start after a long time with uploading a video which is about watermelon, because it's a summer season and we can find watermelon everywhere. But it will be a time in the winter that we cannot find watermelon, so it's better to preserve watermelon now that we can use it later on. In this video, I'm only using 2 or 3 ways to have a watermelon later on, after the season is not on. But I want to make sure to tell you guys something, that always when you're using a fruit or you're using inside a fruit, make sure you wash your hands completely. Then you're gonna wash your watermelon with a soap water and rinse it properly. And after that, you're gonna dry it, then cut the watermelon. And on top of that, we want to make sure our hands are completely washed and clean, at least for 30 seconds or more than that. And all our table, bowls, knives, and other trays we use, it must be all cleaned and sanitized, because we don't want to transfer a bad bacteria or germ in our body. So before we talk about the benefits, let's see, I just want to tell you guys what I'm doing here. I'm making, the beginning, I'm going to show you guys how to make a fruit roll or fruit candy with the watermelon, inside the watermelon. And for that, I chop the watermelon and I use my hand blender and completely make my watermelon juicy or watery. And of course, watermelon is a 90% water, or sometimes they says 96% is watermelon is water. So after when I did this, again, before that, you can use your hand blender, you can use the food processor, and if you don't have any of them and you don't say, oh, I don't have those ones so I cannot make it, no problem. Your hand is the best machine. Again, you make sure they're clean and washed properly, and you can use your hand and mush the watermelon with your hand. And after that, you can put them in a cheesecloth or any clean cloths and take the water out from it. Make sure we use the watermelon with no seed or seedless, or which there's a little bit seed in it in my case and here, or do not use the watermelon with a seed. If you do use that, make sure you remove all the seeds out from it. After you're making this, you know what? You can have a fresh juice of watermelon like this. If you don't want to, you're going to say, okay, I have it now. What about in the future? In my next videos in the future, which I will going to show you guys how to preserve the fruits to make a juice with it in the future, or in off seasons, you're going to see that video in the future too, very soon. But here, let's talk only how to make this fruit roll from watermelon. After all of these things, what I did, I am going to turn on the burner or the stove, and I'm going to start boiling this watermelon till it's gonna give me the right thickness that I want. Your temperature should not be very high or not low, in a medium high, and make sure in every 5 minutes or 10 minutes you can come and fix it or stir it, and whatever is on the side, those are the sweet part of watermelon, make sure you mix them back and clean the side of the bowls or whatever dish you use. So while this is boiling and making it, as you can see here, I'm mixing it and cleaning the side of the dish. So talk about this benefits of watermelon. Why watermelon? Why we have to have watermelon? Like I said, 90% of watermelon is made with water, and that's why watermelon has less calories compared to some other fruits. And also it's hydrating. The whole watermelon is it's hydrating, that due to the high water contents, and also it's has or provide lots of vitamins and minerals. Like it has lots of vitamin A, vitamin B6. Watermelon has vitamin C, and which all of them will support overall health and boost our immune system. And also, watermelon is good for the digestive system. If you're dealing with a constipation, that's the best thing to have a watermelon juice or watermelon by itself. It's really good for the digestive system, and it will help with regulating the bowel movement. I use my hand blender one more time, and which you cannot use your hand at this point. If you, like I said before, you can use your hand, but to make sure there's, it's just whatever the amount of thickness I want, it's gonna help me to do that. And after that, again, I'm gonna let it boil till I have the right thickness. I think this is now I am there. As you can see how much water we had before, or how much watermelon now we are in this much. So this is a good amount of thickness to make my fruit rolls. For that, you need to have a tray, a flat tray, or in this case, in my case here, I ordered online before for some other reasons, and also for this purpose, these fruit mold, and you can order it from Amazon or any other food stores, and you can even buy it from Walmart. They have this, and it's handy to have it at home. For cake rolls, for fruit rolls, they're the best. And you're going to put your mixer in it and dehydrate it. Now, if you are living in the places that you have lots of sunshine, it's the best place to put this on the sun, and it will be dry after 2 or 3 days. But if you don't have enough sun, you have a dehydrator, use your dehydrator. And most of the dehydrators, they have the special tray for fruit rolls. You use those trays, or in my case, because my oven has the dehydrator in it, so I'm using my oven for it. And before putting this in oven, I make sure I have a tray at the bottom. So shake the tray a little bit, that it's all even, and after that we are going to put them inside the oven. For the dehydrators, you can go with 150 to 160 degrees, and for the oven I go to 170. For after that I change it to 150. It will gonna get dry after when the oven or dehydrator takes at least 6 or 5 hours. It's long. But and also with the sun, outside the sun, it takes 2 to 3 days. But it's the best things to have or preserve for off season, and especially when you're really craving sweets. This is a very healthy treat as a candy and as a fruit roll, to have it with your coffee, your tea, or you can snack on and stuff, having those licorices from outside supermarket, which is full of sugar. This is completely natural. It has sugar, but all the sugar is a very healthy sugar. If you keep it longer in a dehydrator or in the sun, it will be hard like this part, and you can use them as a candy. like it's harder one, or you can use them as a fruit roll when it's soft, but make sure you wrap them with the baking sheets. And that's really important. I cut my baking sheet in strips like this. Then I roll in my fruit rolls in it, or you can make it triangles, any shapes you want, but make sure you use the paper. Otherwise, the fruit will gonna absorb all the moist from out, and it will gonna be moldy. Then you can store it in a bottle, or you can store it in a dish, anything for more than 6-7 months. So while I'm doing this, let's talk about a little bit more about watermelon benefits. Like we said, watermelon has low in calories, and also some studies suggest that watermelon is good for people with diabetes because it has a natural sugar. But when you're having it, if you're a diabetic person, make sure you have a portion of it. I mean, don't have the whole watermelon. You can have a little bit, or like they said, that you have a proper portion, that because it has a lot of sugar. The other recipes I'm going to show you guys is how to make a delicious jam with a watermelon. You have no idea, this jam is so delicious, and not after watching this part of my video, I think you're not gonna throw out your watermelon white part again at the garbage or trash or compost. Because that's going to give you a very delicious watermelon jam. And after that, I'm telling you that you will not going to make any other jams. You're going to have this one all the time because it's going to be very delicious. For that, I use 3 cups of sugar and 1 cup of water. I use for flavor a tablespoon of the the orange blossom water, and I use the 1 teaspoon of the cardamom. And for this recipe, also I used 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. Make sure the seeds doesn't go inside, and you can use any other techniques that you have. I'm used to it, so I always use my hand. But you can use a strainer or something else to don't let the seed go inside your jam. So we are making the jam. I add all of them. Now we need to give it a little bit color. For the color, some people they use the food coloring. Yeah, it's okay, but I don't recommend it. But for the color, I use saffron. If you don't have saffron, if you want to give it a color, use the food coloring, but not too much. And if you don't want to have any color, you want to keep it like the way it is, it's going to be beautiful white and pinkish jam, go ahead and do that. We are going to use the skin. Again, we are going to wash our watermelon, and there's a little bit of red watermelon in it. But the important part is you must remove this green part of watermelon. Don't even have a line of green in your white portion of watermelon. Make sure they are all green are out, and it's completely white with no green lines in it. And after when you do that, so your water is boiling, your saffron is in it, or your coloring. But if you're using saffron and it doesn't give you the good color when you drop the saffron by itself, you can boil it separately. Then you add the water, which I did in this case also, because at the beginning it didn't give me a good color. But it's a very expensive thing, saffron, so you don't need to use a lot of it. The way you're going to make this jam, you can chop the watermelon the way I do. You can make it a big cubes, you can make a small cubes. You can use your food processor, you can use your grinder, whatever you have, you can, the way you like to make your jam, you can go ahead. But in here, in this case, I use all the 3 methods in here, and you can see how easy and how delicious they're gonna be. So let's chop this first, then we're gonna use the other 2 ways to chop our watermelon. While I'm doing that, let's talk about that. If we're gonna have a cup of watermelon, what we can have in it. In 1 cup of watermelon, fresh watermelon, you can have 46 calories. You can have 11.5 gram of carbs. You can have 0.6 gram of fiber, which is good for our digestive system. You can even have 0.9 gram of protein. And also you can have your 5% of the daily value of your vitamin A, and you can have 14% of your vitamin C per day. You can have 4% of calcium and potassium, and 4% of the magnesium. So just here I just showed you guys how this was a second different way. Now it's the third one. I use my food processor. But in here, after when you do this two ways, when you're adding this to your sugar, because your sugar liquid is already, your syrup is already a little bit thick, do not add the watermelon juice in it. Otherwise it's gonna takes longer. So make sure you squeeze the water out from this watermelon's white part of watermelon. Then you're gonna put them in your syrup. So like you said, we said like this vitamins and potassium and magnesium is in watermelon, and they're gonna help our overall health on heart health. And also this watermelon is good for your eyes, for your bone, and for the skin, because of the vitamin C and vitamin A's that it has. I wanted to say that this a medium-sized watermelon almost has a 17.7 gram of total sugar. But this is a healthy sugar, and it's a healthy fruit for the people with diabetes. If you're diabetic, so make sure that you eat watermelon in portion. Yes, it is a good fruit, and it's better than some of the other fruits, but still, you need to have portion your fruits. And even the American Diabetes Association, they recommend or suggest that eating fresh or frozen or canned fruit is okay for the diabetes patient. And also, a watermelon is really good for the people that they go for hiking, they go to gym, they do exercises, and they have the sore muscles. And after all those exercises, if you want to have a watermelon or a juice of watermelon, that will help you with that soreness body or the muscles. And again, some people have a question, is this a superfood? Yes, it is. Watermelon is a superfood, and so many studies show that, and it's a beautiful time to have watermelon. It's a good time to preserve watermelon. You can make fruit rolls with it. You can make syrup with it. It's in my video that I have how to make syrups from different fruit. You're gonna see this also, and I hope that I will be able to upload that video in the summer, that while we have the fruits available. So we're gonna let this boil. After, when our syrup is thick, the watermelon, we're gonna add the watermelon. We squeeze the water out from the one that we put in a food processor and use our grinder or slicer or whatever you use. So you make sure you squeeze the water out, but still it will gonna take some water out. Even if it's white part, still they have water. And as you saw before in the tray how much water I could have from the white part of watermelon. They're not sweet, they're not tasty, but you can throw it out or you can add it to anything if you don't like. If you like to have it no sweet watermelon, go ahead, drink it. But make sure the water is not go, because it will take water out from it will gonna bring some water out from the skin too. And after, when the juice is a little bit thick, it's gonna be a time that we are going to add our pectin. You can have a liquid or you can have a powder. It's hard to find a powder now. It's all you can find as a liquid everywhere. And if you don't want to use that, no problem. You let it boil and boil a lot, and it will gonna give you very thick and jam. But I use that a little bit sometime, and I use only for this amount that you saw how much I cut. I use only one package, and that one package is enough. And make sure at least for another 5 to 10 minutes your jam is going to be boiled with a pectin. Otherwise, I did that mistake one time. I didn't boil it, and it was not a good idea, so I did it again. So make sure you add it and boil it again, and you will see after 5 minutes that jam is going to start thickening themselves. And also when you're buying a pectin, make sure it's going to be a fruit one. So it's a lot of fruit pectins are available at the stores. So our jam is almost ready. For this amount of jam, I made it only to have it on daily basis. I don't store this a lot because I didn't make a lot of it, but in this case I sanitized my bottles, and I make sure whatever dish I use or bottle, they are warm enough, because I wanted to add warm juice in the bottle and tide it right away and keep it outside to get cold, then put them in the fridge. And when you want to preserve a lot of it in a lot of cans, you can do the canning thing too, which will be a separate things, and that's a different story and different procedures. But in this case, I just only use a few small bottles and made sure they are sanitized, and I made sure they are warm enough. Then I put my jam. Look at that. It's so beautiful, it's so tasty, and it's so thick. It's a right amount of thickness. And first thing, you cannot find this jam outside. Believe me, you can't. So now, if you're gonna make this at home and you're gonna love it, you're gonna recommend it to your friends, to your family, and everybody's gonna be able to make it. It's very cheap way, it's homemade, and it's delicious. It has vitamins, it has potassium, it has magnesium, and you can have it for a long time in the fridge, as long as your temperature is always good in the fridge. So I hope today you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you stayed with me all the way to the end of the video. Have fun with your families in this beautiful summertime. Have lots of water and fruit like watermelon. And I let you guys go, and I will see you guys next time with my next video. Thank you.